Hello everyone. Today, as I am recording this and hopefully uploading this, it will be the 10th birthday of Five Nights at Freddy's. And so in this video, I'll be breaking down the mechanics and the gimmicks and how the characters act, and basically do a review on the game, basically. So let's begin. But before you can begin playing the game, you first got to listen to a phone call from the phone guy.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night.
We then slowly get used to the controls, well, I or you playing the game get used to the controls. Basically, all you just gotta do with the mechanics of the game, you simply flip up the camera to check out the different camera spots where each of the animatronics in the game are going to be stationed, because they get quirky at night and begin to move around at the different locations on the cameras, and you're supposed to check them out. And the other mechanic is the doors and lights. See, you only have 100% battery power. Does this thing run on Duracells or something? I don't know, but anyway. Basically, you gotta conserve your power sparingly, otherwise you will die. Anyway, those little bits of trying to look around and find out what to do and all that stuff, and learning the basics of it, night one's really easy. Let's go on to night two. Anyway, on to night two. The night where the animatronics basically start to become a lot more aggressive, shall we say. So with night two, it's basically more the same, except the phone guy starts to tell you a little bit more about the other two animatronics, those being Freddy and Foxy, and about how they work. First, he goes on to say something about Freddy.
Talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come off stage very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right?
And then a little bit later, he decides to go on and say something about Foxy.
Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, so I think it would be about the best time to tell you about the mechanics of some of the characters. Starting off with Bonnie, who is probably the first one you end up seeing, because he's either probably jump scared you or you've seen him at your door. Bonnie will start off by going to the parts and service room or to the dining hall, and will basically stay there for a little bit until he will slowly make his way over to your office, and then jump scaring you because you put up your monitor too long, or by disabling the doors so then you can't close the door or check the lights, then putting your monitor up, and then jump scaring you. The easiest way to deal with him is just simply watch him through the cameras a little bit time to time, and then when you see him at your door, quickly close it because you only have a few seconds to react. So yes, he'll mainly go to the left door. He'll always be at the left door, never the right door. Chica is basically like Bonnie, but instead of going to the left side of a pizzeria, she goes to the right side of a pizzeria. She'll start off by going to the dining hall, then she'll make her way to the bathrooms before going in the kitchen, and you can clearly hear her because there'll be lots of pots and pans, loud pots and pan noises, MP3 sound playing, so you'll know where she is. Then she'll go to the hall and make her way to your office, where she'll do exactly the same thing as Bonnie, which is disable the doors and jump scare you. So deal with her the same way that you deal with Bonnie. Now with Foxy, he has his own gimmick. Basically, like the phone guy said, he doesn't want to be watched. So if you keep a steady eye on Foxy throughout the night, like, you know, check on him once or twice every couple times, the hour changes, then you'll be fine. But if you don't watch him, then he'll slowly come out of Pirate Cove, and then as soon as he does, you have to immediately go to the left door, where he will then try and jump scare you by just sliding through the door and jump scaring you. But the best way you can be able to help delay him is because you can click on the left hall monitor screen, which will show him running down, and if you're quick enough to flip your monitor down and close the door, then you can basically lock him out. But there's a catch to this. When he bashes on your door whenever you successfully close it, which will actually drain power. So word of advice, close the door, have him bash on your door once, then immediately open it, and that will save you energy. It's the best advice that can be given, in my opinion. After that near-death experience, I decided to switch up my gameplay style a little bit. As you can see from the footage, I decided to go with a little bit more of a different sort of style, because normally when you play this game, you would normally just flip around the cameras and then eventually just, when you don't see an animatronic, you check the lights. But with this, when you get to night 3 and onwards, you have to change styles, because Freddy becomes more active, and here's a little breakdown on what he does. So with Frederick Fitzgerald von Fazberington III, he has a very unique thing. You have to keep your eyes on him. So basically, if you don't watch him, he will keep going, he will just keep moving on, and nothing will stop him, basically. Not even your doors will stop him. Well, actually your doors will stop him, but he will just not leave. He will not go back anywhere, and he will keep staying there until you open the door, and he will immediately rush in and jump scare you. So basically, here's the best advice. Every so often, flip your camera up. In fact, here's the best advice for night 3 and onwards. Flip the camera up quickly on the camera he's on. Flip it down. Check the left, right, and the right light, so you can check on if Bonnie or Chica are at your doors. And flip it up again. And rinse and repeat this until you win. That's the best advice I have for this. I beated the third night, and then I went on to the fourth night, where we hear our last phone call from the phone guy. Because if you play this game, you know what happens in the phone call, but if you don't, I'll let the phone call play for you.
Do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you when I did. Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you can check inside those suits in the back room. I'm going to try to hold out until someone maybe it won't be so bad. I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
And after that, you continue the gameplay loop that you would normally do, aka light, camera, repeat. But on this part, this is where I actually died. Because if you wonder, if you see from the jump scares which I have on here, I died to Freddy the most, mainly because of the power outaging, because I kept getting to 5 AM, losing power, and then realising I didn't have enough time, and then being jump scared. So yeah, here you go. And so I decided to try again with the same thing, the same, loop again, more focused. And I won this time, which is generally surprising because I never had gotten this far up until now. So it's great that I was able to do it. But then you get another phone call. I'm just going to let it play for you, just because. So instead of it being a phone call, the animatronics decided to drop their newest mixtape, which, that's, probably will sell well, because, they've been doing this for quite a while now. Anyway, this is a very hard night to beat. But, I died like once because, that's how I do it. And that's how I always do things. Again, to Freddy because, power loss and all that stuff. Now, for the next clip, I don't have the entire footage because I sadly wasn't recording the whole thing, but I was able to save the last few minutes of it. So what you will see after this jump scare are the last 5 minutes of me beating night 5 and, well, beating the final night of Five Nights at Freddy's and beating the game. There's actually a night 6. I just fooled you! Unless you've already played this game. Then I haven't fooled you. For the ones who haven't played it, I fooled you! So anyway, night 6 is literally just the harder night. Well, harder night other than 2020 mode. I probably said way too many 20s, but there's a 420 mode in the game where you have to face all animatronics. A custom night. Yep, there's a 7th night actually. But anyway, yeah. If you ignore 2020 mode, this is the hardest night of the game. So yeah. And I actually died to Foxy this time because it was 5 AM, as you can see from the footage, and I didn't pay attention to Pirate Cove. So yeah, that's insulting. And so the rest of the footage will be of me finally beating night 6 and getting 50 cents on my $120 paycheck. Like, seriously, that's it? $120 just to work for 6 nights? Just to nearly die from a heart attack? That's not worth it. You need to look for a new job. Anyway, after that you get access to the custom night thing, and I decide just to put in this code just to show off what would happen if you haven't played this game. I mean, this game was less a review and more of a breakdown of it, but I will give some things about this game. It's great. It genuinely knows what to do. You basically go, you're in an old pizzeria, you're trying to fight against animatronics that probably don't work. There's a huge story behind it, which I am not going to go into the story because there are other people who have broken down the story probably better than I could. So yeah, just find those videos and you can watch them. But you know, it allows you, it brings in this atmosphere because, you know, it was basically like, let's make this but terrifying. And that's why it became so successful. And I'm glad that we're celebrating the series' 10th anniversary today. Hopefully, as I'm uploading this. Anyway, goodbye.